Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot Readings. This is another, we're going to call it a pick-a-pile. And today, I'm going to pull, we're going to use 3 piles. And we're going to let you use your intuition and pick your luck. Pick a pile according to your intuition. Let me get the crystals out of the bags. I totally forgot to do that before I hit the live button or hit the record button. But we'll be pulling 3 cards from here. And I want you guys to use your own intuition regarding, this is going to be regarding pick your luck. Go with your gut feeling. And like I said, I'm pulling the crystals out now. And I'll add the crystals here in just a second. Well, I'll pull the cards here in just a second. All right. That should have already been done before I hit that button, but okay. All right. Let's pick a card to start for each pile. Oh, that looks like one there. Here's one. And we'll pick one more. That one seems like it wants to come out, so we'll go ahead and pick it. Before I reveal the cards, I'm going to go ahead and add the crystals. Before I reveal the card, I'm going to add the crystals. I want you to look at these cards and think about them. The first card, this pile, the first pile is going to have the blue tiger's eye. Rather than a regular tiger's eye, this is a blue tiger's eye. And hopefully you can get a good look at that. That'll be for pile number 1. The next one is rainbow quartz. This is rainbow quartz. And we're going to add that to pile number 2. And the last one is carnelian. And that's what carnelian looks like. We're going to add that for pile number 3. Okay, now we're going to reveal what the cards are. Pile number 1 is ship, directions, journey. Pile number 2 is snake, desire and attraction. And pile number 3 is dolphins, playfulness and cooperation. So we're going to add our oracle cards first, and then we'll add tarot cards to each one of these stacks. So today we're going to start with this deck. They've already been shuffled, so I have no need to shuffle them. I try to save time on the video and not be shuffling cards. All right, there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, now we're going to pull from the next deck. This deck. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And the last deck, I decided to go with this deck this time. So we're going to pull one from this deck for each pile. And there's one. We're calling this Pick Your Lock. We're going to see what we get when we read these cards. And there's number 3. Okay, let me get this pile out of the road. Let me set it up here. No, I better not. That's making my laptop floppy. All right, we're going to use 3 tarot decks. I'm going to pull 2 cards from each deck. Two cards from each deck. I think that's what I said. All right, let's start with pile number 1. I'll get the hang of this eventually. And there's 1. Now for pile number 2. And you. And now for the last pile. You. Ooh. And you. All right. Now we're going to pick from this pile, this deck, I have 2 cards right here. There's 1. There's 1. This one wants to come out. We'll put you over there. And that one over there. Let's get this deck out of the way. And now for the last deck. Now those 2 really wanted to come out for pile number 1. And these 2 for pile number 2. Now we just, ooh, that one wants to come out. One more. You. Okay, now we've got our cards. And let me get these set here so you can take another good look. And decide on which pile. I'll give you a second to look at these while you're taking a second to decide on which pile you want. I'm going to get a drink here. Of my tea. So we have the ship with the blue tiger's eye. We have the snake with the rainbow quartz. And we have the dolphins with the carnelian. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me see something here. So we're going to start with the ship with the blue tiger's eye. So if you chose this, when I said pick your luck, perhaps you're looking at a journey. Maybe you're dreaming about a journey. Maybe you're looking for directions to go on a journey. Maybe there's a ship involved, maybe not. Are you waiting for your ship to come in so you can go on a journey? All right, let's look at the oracle cards. Let's start with this one first. Versatility. Versatility means that perhaps you have options. Perhaps you have options here. Perhaps you have options. I'm kind of going to cover this card because it kind of looks like it might be something that YouTube might not approve of. But I'm leaving the word versatility down there. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got owl with wisdom. Interesting. Let me see how far over I can move this so we have room. And now we've got the archetype deck. You've got, for this pile, damsel. For the light attribute, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. The shadow attribute is waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusion. Okay, so perhaps somebody is versatile in the fact that they are able to be wise and maintain themselves I'm trying to find the right word. In a solitude manner. In other words, perhaps you're somebody that does not require a partner. All right, let's look at these. We're starting with the Queen of Swords in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. When the Queen is upright, she's a decision maker. So perhaps you're having difficulties making decisions. Now, this is all about picking your luck. Keep in mind, perhaps the month of May is not when you should be trying to make decisions. because of Mercury retrograde. And it's not the time to be looking for somebody new. This shadow attribute, this is where the shadow attribute comes in. You're not waiting for a knight to provide for you here. You're not waiting for a knight to provide for you here. But I feel like you're out of balance, and maybe there's something you were working on and it's frustrating you, so you're going to destroy it and start all over again. But there's a challenge to starting all over again. And that challenge is perhaps you don't have the finances to do it. Let's see what else we could find here. This is telling me is that you're trying to rely solely on yourself to be self-sufficient without having another person in your life. And it's not working out so well. But in the meantime, you're also being told not to wait for somebody to come in to provide for you. Understanding the nature of healthy romance. So you've got the wisdom card here that's helping you to understand the nature of a healthy relationship. But right now is not the time. And what I would say to you, pal number one, is probably wait until after this Mercury retrograde is over when it comes to making decisions about other people, especially getting involved with somebody in order to help you and help in helping you help provide for you. Hold that thought. Just came into my mind. You've got the wisdom on how to provide for yourself. You've also got the wisdom to know whether somebody is a good person or not. So now is not the time to make a decision. Now is not the time to make a decision. With Mercury in retrograde, now is not the time. After the end of May, then you can start making decisions when it comes to new people. Somebody maybe you're interested in. And even though the shadow attribute is saying waiting for a knight to provide for you, what that's saying is don't wait for somebody to come in and provide for you. You need to find, you need to be able to provide for yourself. You have the wisdom to do that. But you're looking for somebody to be you're looking for a new interest that's going to be somebody that is understanding, and it's going to be a healthy romance. It's not going to be um an illusion. It's not going to be an illusion. And perhaps You have the ability, you have versatility when it comes to different interests. Perhaps there's more than one interest. But what this Queen of Swords in reverse is telling you is to hold off on making that decision. At least until after Mercury retrograde. And that would be after, right around the end of May, right around the end of this month. Now the blue tiger's eye, how does the blue tiger's eye help? It releases, if you're curious to know about the crystals that I assign, and you've seen I assign them before I even pull cards, not knowing what cards I'm pulling. The blue tiger's eye, this blue tiger's eye is very calming and relaxing. It helps with quick tempers. It works to relieve phobias. It also releases stress and anxiety. So if you're dealing with that, a blue tiger's eye is ideal. And I think the blue tiger's eye, I keep hitting my microphone, I apologize. The blue tiger's eye would apply here to help you to calm any anxiety that you may have, because perhaps you feel like you need to make a decision right away when it comes to a new interest. And this Queen of Swords is telling you no, you need to wait. You have the wisdom. You have the wisdom to make the right choice. But now's not the time. Now is not the time. So I would wait until at the end of May, if you are indeed looking for a new interest, somebody that can be more like an equal and not somebody that's going to be a romantic illusion. Not somebody you're going to rely on to support you. Not somebody you're going to rely on to do all this. Somebody that's going to be your equal that will help you out with all this that's taking place in your life. Okay, pile number 1. I hope this helps if you chose this pile. I have no ideas when I pick these piles what is going to come out, so let's see, you go there so that I don't get these cards mixed up because they are 2 different decks. Get these over there. Let's put you up here. And we're going to move on to pile number 2. The snake. And I know a lot of people out there fear snakes. There's some that don't. There's some that don't. But there are a lot. And I'm not talking about snake as in person. I'm talking about an actual real snake. This, however, is represents desire and attraction. And for this one, we have the rainbow quartz. And I'll explain in a little bit more about the rainbow quartz. All right, let's see what we got here for the oracle cards. Boundaries. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. And remember, keep in mind, this is pick your luck. Pick your luck. Honeybee, productivity. And then we have child orphan. The light attribute is independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. The shadow attribute, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Well, that is very appropriate. The shadow attribute is telling us about feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. You need to set boundaries. Either you need to set boundaries or for yourself or for other people. And perhaps it's for other people in order for you to be productive. All right, let's see what we got for tarot. We have the Nine of Wands, the Four of Wands in reverse. We have the Strength card, the Chariot in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Three of Wands. All right, keeping in mind this was pick your luck. So if you pick this pile, what I'm seeing over here is that perhaps you either need to set boundaries for yourself or you need to set boundaries when it comes to other people that may present as a good person but is actually a snake. And by setting these boundaries, you can be productive. The Nine of Wands, you're building a wall up behind you. Why is it behind you? It's to protect you from being stabbed in the back by others. It's protecting your heart it's protecting you from being stabbed in the back by others. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Now, the Four of Wands is telling me there might be some instability in, well, let me look at this card real quick. I can't remember which. Okay, this deck has, unlike this deck, unlike the deck that these two cards came out of, this deck has four women, as you can see. This deck has a man, a woman, and a child. This deck has four women. This looks like a group of women that I could say they could either be friends or they could be family. Family does not necessarily have to be blood family. But I feel there's some instability in feelings here. I feel like there's some instability when it comes to feelings here. Somebody is going to have the courage to take control of the situation, perhaps take control and set boundaries, maybe for this group of people. Now, by taking control and setting boundaries, perhaps somebody from here is feeling a loss of control. And is not being very patient here. But by setting boundaries here, you're creating, how do I want to say this? You're creating like a set of guidelines and setting up boundaries so that here, especially when it comes to your feelings, so that nobody oversteps the bounds from this group. This group can be productive together as long as everybody stays within the boundaries and is not a snake. But I feel like in this group, and it doesn't have to be blood family, it could be family, somebody you consider to be family, but it does not necessarily have to be blood family. There's somebody there, and I feel like right here where this queen is not being patient and loses control. So perhaps with this card here, the light attribute of being independent based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving, versus seeking inappropriate surrogate families right here. This is a surrogate family. And within this surrogate family, you need to set boundaries because somebody, maybe more than one, is a snake. And if you do that, you set up the boundaries. You set up the boundaries and you'll start to getting back into feeling creative and productive. I probably named this video wrong, but this is Pick Your Luck. And from what I'm seeing here is that somebody's having to set boundaries. And your luck would be setting boundaries with this surrogate family. We're going to call this a surrogate family. You're putting up a wall or protect your heart. Because within this surrogate family lies a snake, if not more than one. If not more than one. Now, the rainbow quartz. This rainbow quartz is for increased luck. It's for increased luck. I didn't know which pile. I didn't know what cards were going to be in this pile. I knew what this crystal meant because I have to write this stuff down. Could never remember what all these crystals mean. And the one thing that stuck out to me, knowing that I was going to name this video Pick Your Luck, was I seen the word luck on the rainbow quartz. And I just happened to put these crystals down in a specific order, not knowing what cards were coming out. So I feel like you will have improved luck as long as you set boundaries. You have to set boundaries. In order to be productive, you have to set boundaries because somebody is being a snake. And this takes courage. It takes courage to set boundaries. It does take courage to set boundaries with people. But you have the courage. Because some people can be difficult. Some people can be difficult. Like I said, this Queen of Pentacles is not a patient person. And that can make things difficult as well. So you have the courage to set those boundaries. Be sure to set them. All right, let's get these cards put up and move on to pile number 3. I don't know if you can still see those or not. A little bit, I guess. Let's see if I can slide it down so you can keep an eye and see it there. Let me move it over a little. So I need room for this last pile. All right. And now we are on to pile number 3, where we have the carnelian. We have dolphins, playfulness, and cooperation. All right, I'm going to move this over a little bit. Yeah, you can still see it. All right, let's see what we've got for with the dolphins here. Underworld. Well, I don't know about underworld, but dolphins are underwater. And let's see what we've got for this card. Sea turtle. Endurance. So I'm beginning to pick up a pattern here when it comes to ocean and water. We have dolphins. I know this says underworld, but when I think of dolphins, I think more of underwater rather than underworld. And then we have the sea turtle with the dolphins. Okay. Let's see what this last card is. Alchemist. The light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. The shadow attribute is misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. All right, let's see what tarot cards we have here. Let's see what tarot cards we've pulled for this. Oh, wow, we have the Hierophant. In this deck, he's also known as the High Priest. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. We have the Moon card. We have the Judgment card. We have the Death card in reverse. And we have the Six of Swords. Let me get a drink of my tea real quick here. All right. So we have in this deck, like I said, he's known as the High Priest. In this deck, he's the Hierophant. In this deck, he's the High Priest. He holds the keys. He holds the keys to something. He's holding keys to something. What is he holding the keys to? We have the Nine of Swords that's in reverse next to the Moon card. He's holding the keys to hidden knowledge that's coming out. This hidden knowledge, or something that was hidden in the dark. Something that was hidden in the dark. And I feel like it was some sort of communication that was hidden in the dark. The truth is going to come to the surface. The truth is going to come to the surface. He holds the keys. There's going to be an awakening. There's going to be an awakening. There may be a change and somebody's fearing it. And perhaps the person that's fearing this change is the person that got caught hiding stuff in darkness. Perhaps the person that is fearing this change perhaps the person that is fearing this change is the one that was hiding stuff in the darkness. That stuff that was hidden in darkness was communication. And as you can see, this communication is going to come out. The truth is going to come to the surface. But this High Priest or the Hierophant holds the keys. So this priest knew all along, whoever this is, knew all along that something was hidden in darkness. These lies. The priest, the Hierophant, holds the keys to letting this information out. And perhaps whoever's hiding something in darkness is in fear of the change that's going to take place when this all comes out. There's going to be an awakening. There's going to be an awakening when this truth comes out. There is going to be an awakening. Excuse the dog, he's dreaming. The Six of Swords tells me that somebody is getting away from this. Somebody is picking up and leaving. Picking up and leaving. Somebody has been enduring a lot of lies that were being said. Somebody was enduring a lot of lies that were being said. And now they're getting away. This part right here is the shadow attribute, misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. It may not be through spiritual practice necessarily. However, it is misuse of power and knowledge. Right here. This person holds the key to unlocking this. This person is in fear of this coming out. It's coming out. And there's going to be an awakening by others. As you can see, some are moving away from this. Some are getting away. They're packing up, getting away. They've endured enough of this. Now is the time for playfulness and cooperation. Because, truthfully, this part is the underworld. Somebody has been enduring, and it could be more than one person, has been enduring all of this for a long time. There's two keys right there. This could be two people that are holding on to this. But this is going to come out because this card is in reverse. This is about what's done in the darkness coming out to the light. This person is in fear of it because it's going to create a change. It is going to create a change. The change being that others are going to awaken and see and realize that they've been being lied to. Now, the carnelian is good for restoring confidence, passion, and courage. Brings positive life choices. It protects against rage, envy, and resentment. So this will protect somebody from rage, anger, and resentment when they find out they've been lied to. So the luck being right here. The luck is right here, the awakening. When what was done in the dark comes to light. What was said in the dark comes to light. Somebody has endured this for a long time, and now that it's coming out, they're moving away. They're leaving the situation. And maybe they're going to go play with some dolphins. Now it's time for playfulness and cooperation here. Now that they've been awakened to the truth. I send much love and many blessings to everybody. As always, I'll see you back next time. Have a wonderful day.